Mane fa say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there osia dem yopo.
Even if you leave out engineering, sometimes we make technical things. There are things that are just common sense. It's not about a skill or a technique, just common sense. If you say that I'm going to spill water, and you are the engineers who've gone to engineering school, and you therefore know the volume of water that you are going to spill, you know the habitation around you, the effect that that level of spillage will have, and then you do not take remedial measures. I mean, this thing of spillage is not just about a VRA thing. You have alluded to it being a national security issue many times in your submission. And so, what the effect of the spillage, what is going to have on the people, what should happen, and all those things are things that ought to be carefully considered. It is not like we woke up and there was some heavy downpour and the thing happened, it was accidental, or it was something that just happened at the spur of the moment. From their own narration, this is something that they anticipated, and that is why they said that they engaged in simulation exercises. They went around educating people to the extent that you've had officials actually call out the people and blame them for not moving when they were asked to evacuate. They did not leave the place. You understand me? And then you've had this level of devastation in any, and sometimes it hurts for me to use this expression, in any civilized jurisdiction. These officials who are speaking this way and those who superintended this thing should at least not even have their jobs.
Anything, you've poured your heart out. And that is why I'm saying that you asked the question. But I don't want to go into that route. What I'm saying is that the harm is already on our hands. What do we do? It is a matter of how we can salvage our people who are suffering in that part of the region. And for me, that is the angle I want to go take you from. Blame game and something, but going forward, how do we do in any future spill that is going to come? Because sometimes you don't even know the level of the water that is coming. But for the first time in so many years, this is one of the biggest spill that we ever had. I don't even know the last time such a volume was spilled from the dam. Yeah, but we knew the volume that we were going to spill. You understand? We knew. So clearly, I will appeal to you and our viewers. The harm has already been done. For now, our people are going through hell. They are suffering. So government is doing its bit. Corporate institutions are also helping. That is the area I'm looking at. I'm a parent. Imagine my children are there. Nakwale and the others, they're all there. And how are we going to go around it? So that is why the Child Rights International has published this report, which is going to guide policymakers. The Minister of Education, like I said, the minister was on the ground to ascertain the level of devastation, how it has impacted negatively on the life of the children. And I'm happy the minister has gone to the ground. And as we speak, a lot has been done to make sure we are able to help these children to get out of what they are. If it means they need to put up some schools around, well, let's look at what we can do. So we can put these children there. You understand? Get some teachers to support them. Because they cannot write the same exams with any other Ghanaians across the country. Because that would not be fair. You cannot assess them based on the disaster that they have gone through. So for me, politely, I want to appeal to you and our watchers that let's drop the blame game and see what we can do collectively.
Well, it's not. I don't think it's a blame game. I think that it is a call for responsibility. Because you see, if you want to avert a recurrence, one of the best ways of averting a recurrence or preventing a recurrence is to actually find out what happened and hold people responsible. That is the only way. Otherwise, you are going to.
And they have no problem.
Yes. Otherwise, what you're going to.
They want to find out what really went into it.
Yes.
I have no problem.
Because you see,
at the end of the day, the recommendation is going to guide us.
Is it why these issues will come up is that you have a pushback from officialdom. A pushback from officialdom that who are creating the impression that we did the right thing. We did what we had to do. It is the people who were stubborn, who didn't listen. They are the reason why we are where we are. So there's a certain pushback. The Minister of State is telling us that the people refuse to move. And as a result of that, even water has been contaminated, and it's going to cost the country a lot more to treat this water. So there is a certain pushback. No, also put yourself in the shoes of those. No, hold on a minute. Put yourself in the shoes of those who have been affected by this. When they watch or they hear or they read these things, how would they feel? How would they feel?
I understand the pain. In fact, I was watching TV3. Germany, the water is so polluted that you see the women with rashes all over their body. And I can imagine if it is me or any of my relatives. So what has happened, it is a matter of how we can, as a nation, all of us, how we can help to get our people out of that. Whatever a minister has spoken, whatever someone has spoken, with all due respect, let's drop that one. The matter now on our hands is that our people are suffering. What do we do to make sure we get them out of these things? And the water is not going to get out from now. The way we see the water here, I don't know. I mean, it's going to take time to dry up. It's going to take huge time before this water can dry up and it can get its level. Then again, all these houses that we see around in this submerged area, the integrity of these buildings is also important. The integrity of these houses. Some may be living in mud houses, some in the block houses and all that. So we need to look at all these things. And these things are cost. It's money. Government alone cannot absorb these things. It is going to throw the whole government finances out of gear. So clearly, I appreciate your pain, your concern as a journalist. You can't sit back and watching people communicate the way they are doing. But let us also, our people also know that sometimes when we are told to do something, we also listen. I think that is the area maybe the minister was trying to.
So where were they supposed to go? Where were they supposed to go?
Oh, anything.
Is it enough to say that move a whole township? You have seen the level of devastation. Is it enough to just tell people to go? Is that responsible leadership? Where are they supposed to go? If the Mepe traditional authority that issued a statement when the minister spoke, they spoke about the fact that the 8 places that the displaced persons were at, they located and took the persons there. It was not even an initiative by VRA or anything. As at not this Friday, the previous one, which is like a week and a half ago, only one of the 8 places had 8 mobile toilets. More than a week after the incident. What are we talking about?
I think that coordination needs to be done well. Both VRA and the affected communities. In fact, as part of the simulation exercise, what they did, they should have factored some of these things. Because where we want to send people to a safe haven, where they can be accommodated and all that, that coordination should have been taken care of. You know, like what you are saying, that it was the chiefs who were able to identify these places where we can identify them. So the simulation could have even captured some of these things, because the flooding is going to overflow. And when this happens, where do you take the people to? What provisions are you making for these people in all these areas? And I think that is the communication gap that I saw in the way these things are done. So things happen so that we can take lessons out of it. A lot of devastation has happened. But for now, respectfully, what we can do is that, how do we help our people? Because me, my background is from there. My great grandmother is from Jelukope. So when I sit back, and I just can't watch the TV. These children and everybody, I just can't hold myself. So I share the same page.
You're not even thinking about the health facilities, the educational facilities. You know, if we are going to spill such volumes of water, what is going to happen? The effect on education, the effect on health. It does not occur to anybody that this has serious implications for the country itself, and it's not just about a few people. This is not an issue about squatters. It's about legal settlements and institutions and the livelihoods of people and the survival of the people and all that.
I share your pain.
Where did common sense travel to?
I share your pain. I share.
PENDREAM TV now, so far so good. Say open online portal e Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.